everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new day. It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. I think it's just past afternoon, past 12, and it's like 59 degrees. It is supposed to get to 62 today. The winds are a little there. Not too bad though. So yesterday I told you it was going to be a me day to do organizational stuff on my crafting stuff, and it didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. I was working on something else for Gypsy's collar. It came apart and she got off the collar, and she didn't get away or anything. She came right to me, and so we had to order another one. There was a link missing, so we were working on getting that together yesterday. It was really hard to get those links in. It's one of those prong collars, and it's strong. You really have to work at it to get those links together. So that was our priority. We did have another collar for her, a regular collar, so we got it all taken care of. But I did do some stuff last night as far as my SD cards and my photography stuff and video stuff. I'll talk about that in a little while. I apologize for any wind noise. It is a little windy, but so we just got done eating some waffles, and I went through the kitchen freezer today, the chest freezer, to write down what we have so I can meal plan from that for this week, and I'll talk more about that later. But then I was trying to decide, do I stay in the house and continue organizing, or since I have a couple hours, do I go out and just cut some grass? So I chose to come outside, cut some grass, so I can get at least a little bit of outside stuff done, and then I can always do the inside later on. Alright, so I'll talk about meals and all that later, but right now I wanted to show you the tree and the area I cleaned up last week. So let's take a look at that, and then I'm going to cut some grass, and I did bring my neck harness or my neck camera holder on, so I'll put that on and you guys could get a POV view of me cutting grass a little bit at least. So let's check out the tree I chopped up last week, and I got to get to cutting grass, so let's do that. Alright everyone, so this is a combination of 3 trees. So like I said, they weren't humongous trees. The pile was much higher when I cut it down, but stuff is dying down now, so it's shrinking. Yeah, the tree was over here on the side, and it was leaning over. So I got it all cut apart with the mini chainsaw. That was such a huge help to me. It was such a blessing to receive that in friend mail. I appreciate that so much. It helps me in my yard work. So the other 2 trees were skinny, tall trees growing from the maple leaves. So all this stuff I piled up, and I have to burn. So I'm going to wait for a day it's not so windy. I don't like having fires when it's a windy day. So eventually, sometime soon, hopefully we can get out to burn that. And the area I cleaned up, all right here, all this bare area, this was full of the tree. You could see the stump there. I've cut it down before, but then it starts to grow in other directions. So yeah, I got it all cut down. And then the other 2 maple trees were growing over here and up above the garage, so I got those off the garage. I still have the other half to do, and I'll get that done at another time. I was just more concerned about cleaning up the trees over here because our neighbor's side is just right here. So I got all that cleaned out. So it looks pretty good here, and I'm glad we're in the cooler weather, so stuff stops growing so fast. So yeah, that's something I worked on last week, along with piling up all the trees and stuff from this area. and then I trimmed all around the stuff, and then I cut this section of the grass. So now I gotta go cut, and I still have to, well, when these trees burn, I'll light up this fire. And now I gotta cut the shaggy grass over there. I did do some trimming over here. It was growing much wilder than this right now. But when the really cooler fall weather comes into place and stuff goes bare, and then I really want to get this area cleaned up. This tree and this tree, the birds perch in a lot, so I'm not sure I'm going to cut those down. But I do have to trim them up. And of course the back trees I never did anything with. This big branch is from our evergreen tree that I cut off 3 years ago, I think. And it's been sitting over there, and now it's ready to burn good. So, and before I start a fire, I always stir it up to make sure there's no animals in there, because you know animals like to build homes in those bushes. So right now I'm just going to cut the back area on a high deck because I don't want to jam up the blades, and then we'll see what happens from there. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I got the Oriole feeder up. I got a hummingbird feeder up. I can't see them very well from the kitchen window, so I don't know if they're coming or not. But look how beautiful that sky is. Puffy clouds. I love that. Yeah. So, all right, so let's get to cutting some grass. So I am way in the backyard by the evergreen tree. Just took a walk out here because I am done cutting the grass back here. So it looks much better, but not done. So I had the deck on 6, which is the highest, and so it's got it to a manageable spot right now. So I will come back out during the week and just cut the grass in sections again so I can get it down low so it stops I'm trying to get it to a point where I don't have to come out too many more times after this week. With the cooler temperatures, some of the grass has stopped growing, but got a fly on me. But we are going to be getting some temperatures in the 70s again towards this week and next 10-day forecast. So I think the highest is calling for 74, otherwise it's like 70 and 72. So I don't think it's going to get like super hot. It's probably just going to be nice. So yeah, I'm back here. I've got it down to where it's all manageable now. And a lot of the stuff I'm going to wait to the fall, colder temperatures where the stuff is died down and branches are clear to get some of the trees taken care of. And so yeah, always lots of yard work to be done, but I'm just going to do it in sections as I can do it. But as long as it looks better than it did, I guess. So all right, I'm gonna probably head in, and at least now I can go in and do, continue my organization. And but now I'll feel better because I came out to do some yard work, and I got the back half of it's the biggest part of the grass. I got that cut. So yeah. Yeah. All right, so I'll show you my meal plan. And so what I'm doing is I went through a freezer. I called it freezer number 1. It's the chest freezer in the kitchen. I went through that to see what we all have in there and what I can make meals of. We'll probably do a grocery shopping towards the end of the week. So I'm just trying to put together meals where we don't actually have to buy anything until we go grocery shopping. We'll probably shop Thursday or Friday. So from now until then, I'm putting together meals where we have what we need for it and we don't have to go get anything. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And when I get inside, I'll show you the meal plan, what I wrote down from the freezer, and so all that good stuff. So all right, it's beautiful out here. While I was cutting grass, the clouds came in and out, and it got a little cooler. Then the sun came out and it got a tinge warmer, but not warm actually. The sun is out mostly right now, and it is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, perfect weather for me to come out and do some yard work. And so now that I've got the grass to a manageable state of mind, I'm actually gonna work on the bird feeders now. Well, I'll do a little bit right now, and then I want to set up some more feeders as the fall comes in. And oh, there's a butterfly. It's landed on the tree. It's a monarch. But yeah, I want to start putting the bird cam stuff out again. I went through all my SD cards and got those ready. So yeah, I'm just excited to be outside again. I'm glad the hot, humid weather is gone, and I am just loving the weather now. So all right, I will see you guys in a bit inside the house. And yeah, that's all I got for you. Well, that sure is beautiful, huh? Blue skies with puffy clouds, grass cut, the green trees. It's just beautiful.